I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, YaYa Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? Oh, it is a wonderful day. I always say that, don't I? But it really is. It's a blessed day. And I have a blessed group on the show today. TTK to the Kingdom is on the show. And I want to welcome them here. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. What is up, ladies?
Hey,
What's going on, y'all?
Hey. So I have so many questions because, that's just me. But introduce yourselves.
I'm Tamika,
I'm Tanika.
and I'm Kalaya,
And we're TTK to the Kingdom.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Now, let me ask you a question. Do I see a baby?
Oh, yeah, any day.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Any day.
Congratulations. It'll be TTK plus one.
Uh-huh. And her nickname is actually YaYa, too.
Oh, my
So.
gosh. Oh, that is so cool. Wow. Well, congratulations on that. Wow. So, okay. So, guys, tell me how you met and then how you knew you were going to be together as a group.
so we met in church in around 2017. We did not know that we were going to be a group. It was kind of really organic. We started out singing together in the choir and praise and worship. And
Yeah, so we were doing like backgrounds for some of the other artists at church. When we have, special days, celebrations, and things like that. And we each we also are part of a writers group at our church as well. So we kind of started writing music there, and then we kind of each had our own songs, and it was like, sis, why don't you sing with me on this song? And then we started helping each other on our own songs. So the funny part is, so when they would write our names on the list for the lineup, they would put, Tanika,
TTK.
Kalaya,
Yeah.
and then the TTK. And so, they got tired of writing on those names. So, and then, of course, we just wanted to put Christ first and, take us out of the equation, and it turned into To the Kingdom.
And it just seemed so meant to be, so perfect.
Right. Very organic.
Wow. I mean, when people give you a name, that is, that's a ding, ding, ding for me. It's like, okay, whatever. All right. Wow. So that's kind of cool. So, okay. So you guys met at church. You kind of backed each other up, backed up other bands and everything. And then you started doing things with each other. Did you mesh well? Was there an adjustment that you had to make?
No, we meshed well. That's kind of how it happened. It was like you said, when people give you a name. So they gave us a name, and then we were like, oh, we do always complement each other with our writing styles, with our music styles, with our vocals. And it just fell together where we were like, one day, I think we were working on one of Tamika's songs. And then we were like, why don't we just really do this? Like, why don't we just really try to do this? And so we were like, okay. So we told the music minister, like, hey, can you help us with this? Like, can you help us
with our harmonies?
Yeah, harmonies and making sure everything's in balanced and checked. And it really just fell into place. And, it's funny. I feel like other people saw it before we did.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
I mean, because even though we are all unique and have like distinct voices, we really mesh together well. Like everything always just comes together. Nice.
And we're always together.
Yeah, and more than just music. Yeah.
We're always, same ministry, see each other all the time. So it just, it just worked. We're sisters, we're friends, and it just worked musically.
Mm-hmm. It's important to be each other's support group. When you guys started to do things together, did you notice that you were really, really getting a lot closer to each other and to Christ?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Christ is definitely the foundation for that. If it hadn't been for us just being at church and being a part of these ministries and just getting to know each other and each other's kids and husbands and families and stuff like that, it was just easy to do the music thing anyway. I mean, we're, like I said, we're in choir together. So that's a very demanding ministry. And so it was just easy. It was easy, and we definitely got closer. You know, it's definitely a sisterly relationship.
Definitely. Now, okay, so being in gospel music and being in that kind of music is I think it's different in the aspect of what you're singing, but the business of music. Have you guys learned a little bit about that, and what have you learned, if anything, about that?
Well, to me, we're all learning that the hardest work is behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
Like putting the album together, or just updating social media, just all the behind the scenes stuff is a lot. It's a lot, and sometimes and sometimes it's just like when people see songs and stuff on the surface, it's a beautiful song. They see the outcome, but they don't see like all the work that it took to put in. Sometimes we are in a studio for like an hour on one part, and so just learning that there's pieces to a puzzle, and
right. And just the building of the team, all these different pieces that go into the marketing, that go into the social media, that go into being available, trying to balance that with family, and just our everyday lives, because we still regular people. So we're just we're growing into this thing, and so it is definitely it's definitely a lot, but we don't take it for granted at all.
Right,
we really appreciate all the work and all of our team that puts in their time as well to help us get it going.
Now, did you guys think it was going to be that hard, or did you just kind of look on the surface like everybody else?
We just jumped in. I was like, okay, let's just get it. Let's just start moving. Let's just get it moving, and everything will just fall into place. And that's with Christ's blessing, it does. It falls in. It falls into place. Like we discover things that we didn't realize. We needed. Our team is like, oh, we need to consider this. We need to consider like the marketing, the algorithms, all these things. And there's people that they don't even have social media, and they are figuring out the algorithms. So they're like, I think we need to post this. So and that's part of, the blessings, to see how if you're ready and willing to do the work, and you make yourself a vessel and able, and you're called, it's just going to happen. It'll just happen. It just falls together.
And just in our conversations we've had, we didn't plan on doing this.
Right.
We didn't plan to, okay, we're going to be a group, and we're going to put out an album. That's not at all how any of this happened. We literally were doing this as ministry. We just were doing this for our body, for our church, and just for, for God and for Christ. And as we started doing more music together just at church, it just kind of turned into, just like, my sister said, the Most High, Christ just kind of started opening up these doors and bringing these opportunities to us, and giving us more music, and putting people in our lives that were educated and knowledgeable in areas that we didn't know that we were going to need. So it's definitely been orchestrated by Christ. So absolutely,
Yeah, it's really good when you see things fall into place. And when you just jump right into something and it works out, even though it may be harder than you thought it was, or would be, or could be, it's really good when that happens. Now, you have some challenges here with the music side, and then and being faithful, and then the music, because there are posts that you have to put, and then there are other technicalities you have to make. Who does that? Do you guys do that, or you have a team that does that?
Yeah, so we each input on the social media part, just what pictures we're gonna put up and stuff like that. Like, we have those conversations. It initially started with just us and our producer, our minister of music, helping us do that. And then as we begin to kind of grow, really, we weren't even really on social media. Like, now I'm on social media because I like social media, But you know, like my sisters here, we was like, you get a social media page, you know what I'm saying? So it just kind of grew, and we kind of have to adjust as we're going. But you know, people started to come along who were willing to invest their time and their knowledge into us. So again, you know, things just kind of started happening organically, but we all input on that.
That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. That way, it takes some pressure off of each other, and then it just, you know what I mean. I think that's better. When you're just one person, it's a pressure that you have to take on everyone at the same time. But it's great that you do have a producer and you have people that really help you. What is it like to have that support system in place? You know, as a group, as family, as you know, as coming together like you guys are.
It's a blessing. Like for one person, it's really hard, but we're one body. So together, we move. We make a movement for Christ. So as one body working in tandem for the same goal, for the same focus, the same spiritual alignment, it's a blessing. It's humbling. It's enlightening. It's encouraging. It's instilling a faith. It's a lot all at once. It's very overwhelming, actually.
But that's why we have each other to help lift each other up. Because where one may be weak today, and one has to pull them up, another one, you know, we might have to swap and do the same, you know, for our sister brother another day. So it is such a blessing to have the support team that we have, and not just the TTK team, but like our church body in general. We have like a big support. So.
And two, I think it really strengthens our trust. It makes us trust in areas that we may not normally trust in. You know, because we're unsure and it's uncharted ground for us. So, you know, just being able, sometimes we can't always just make certain decisions and things like that. So that's one thing I feel like we're learning, is how to just trust certain things to, you know, the team as it's growing. Because eventually, you know, we're going to have to kind of focus in on our part of the craft and just allow, you know, the parts of our team to do what they're expert in. So just being able to let go of some things, I think that's something that's kind of challenging, you know, being moms and being wives and just having certain controls over things, and now being in a position where, you know, we control our music and we do control certain things, but we still have to learn how to trust them
as a team.
Absolutely, as a team. And, you know, and trusting that, you know, the Lord has put those people on our team and in that place
for a reason.
Right. For us to trust him that he's doing with his part, and we have to allow that trust to carry on into the rest of the project.
And he can handle it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, okay, so you guys have the writing, you guys do the writing, do you guys have help doing the writing, or how do you write? What is your writing process?
We usually each write individually. Like maybe somebody will come up with a chorus, and then we'll each usually, you know, write a verse. Usually we're not together. Every once in a while we do come together, just like for I'll Pray With You, we actually wrote that song together in the same room. But normally we, you know, somebody will get something, and then the Holy Spirit will just give the next person something to add to it. And
we pass
just build,
and the voice messages.
Right.
Give it back on your lunch break.
Sometimes I might think of something at work. I'm at work. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, this right here. Or, you know, driving to work, or maybe in the bed at night and like, ooh, this right here. So,
right.
You know, so
the writing part is really fun. Yeah. And then, of course, you know, we practice every week. So, you know, we try to get together at least once a week, sometimes, you know, twice or as many times as we can. And then we'll, you know, go over choruses that we, you know, run stuff by each other. And then, you know, once we get our hook down, then we're like, okay, now from there we can grow the song. You know, we come back with some verses and
take out some words.
Yeah. Because we normally write, we normally don't write to music. We write and then put the music.
Yes, which is where our producer comes in. Yeah, he usually hears the music that we hear. It's like with I'll Pray With You it was that was unbelievable. Like we went and wrote the song, and he was like, "Oh, it's right here. It's right here." I was working while y'all were upstairs. I was working on this downstairs. Like, what are the chances of that? We couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
So
the way that song came together was just awesome, though, because it was so. We wrote that song like over a year and a half ago.
It was right at the beginning of COVID.
And Tanika she was like, "Man, I got this song and we got to write this together." She was like, "We can't write this for separate. We need to get together and write this song." So we came over and we went upstairs and we wrote the song and, got the melody together. We were kind of like, I'm not sure. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I'm sing it like that. And, we were really on the fence about it. And then Sis saying, we came downstairs and Torrance was already playing a melody. He was already playing something. We couldn't hear what it was.
We didn't even realize it went with it.
Right. I came downstairs and it just fit beautifully. It's like, well, all right then, Lord. You gotta do your work.
Wow. So you guys were recently in a competition. Tell me about that.
Oh, that was fun.
It was a really good experience. On so many levels, because just knowing what the charity was for the adoption and fostering of children, it was just a pleasure to be able to team up with Bethany, with Fred Hammond and Wooly Moore Jr. We didn't win the competition, but we did make it to the top 10, and our song came in at number 2 on the playlist.
Out of 96.
Congratulations. Wow. So coming in on the top 10 and number 2 is amazing. I mean, when you're doing stuff like this and you get the adrenaline is rushing, after everything is done, how do you feel?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like I'm still on kind of a high, because, like I said, it was very rewarding. And even though I say we didn't win, in a sense, we still did, because Christ was professed, throughout the whole competition. I mean, everybody was there for the same reason. So I feel like everybody came out a winner. I mean, still congratulations to Bam Travis, because he actually did, get the, he actually did win. But I feel like it was a great experience for everybody that, it brought awareness to people that didn't even know there were so many children out there suffering. And, people got to hear our music. It opened up, I feel like, some doors that wouldn't have been open if we wouldn't have participated in that.
And it really shined a light, because we have, families in our body who have adopted children as well. So it really touched home for us, just in, having them so close to us in our body and everything. And also I feel like the most beautiful part of it is we were able to see how much our song ministered to people, because how we wrote this song so long ago. It was our first single, and to be able to use it as in the competition was just like, seeing how many people were just like, I cried when I heard this song. I listened to this song every single day before I go to church. I listen to it all the time. When are y'all gonna get another single? It was almost overwhelming, but it was very touching too, and just humbling, because we didn't have any idea that the song was going to do so well, and that it was going to touch people so well
all over the globe.
All over the globe. And especially when we kind of was on the fence about the song when we first wrote it, as it started building and more layers started getting added to it, and we were like, oh, that's got to be the single. And then for everyone else to hear it and feel the same way, and for it to touch people like it did, I think that is the most beautiful thing, to just see the Holy Spirit operate like that.
Yeah.
Here's my shoulder, take my hand. Sometimes we all just need a friend. Call on me when you're tired, and I'll pray with you. I'll pray with you. For together we rise, walking hand in hand. and you're fighting to hold on. Call on your brother and sister. Our Father's here to assist you. We will call on His name together and get through the stormy weather. So just know I'm always here, and I pray with you. I pray with you. Call on Yeshua's name with you. Call on His name with you. I pray with you. I pray until with your spirit feels till your spirit feels renewed. I pray with you until your gray skies turn to blue. I pray with you. I pray with you. Even when it seems the times are too hard, when the light at the end of the tunnel seems far, you just trust in Yeshua, believe on His word, and rejoice. You're gonna make it, 'cause we're gonna pay your dues. I'll pray with you. Just be confident in Him, trust in Yeshua, and ask according to His will. He's gonna answer your prayer. Call on Yeshua. If you only believe in Yeshua, you shall run and not be weary. Run to Yeshua. You shall walk and not faint. Walk in Yeshua. You gotta believe in His word. Believe in Yeshua. And know I'll pray with you.
So between what happened in the past, I know you guys are still on a high about the competition and coming in second place and everything, and Fred Hammond and everybody and all that. But what's next for TTK?
Well, we're working on our second single to come out, Endure. We're really excited about that. So so that's in its finishing phases and so forth. So hopefully that'll be out soon. And really just working on the finishing up the project, finishing up the album. We're trying to get it out because people are asking for it, and we want to make sure we put out what the Spirit tell us to put out. But we're definitely working on that.
Awesome. Well, I am so happy that you guys, were on the show and that you came in second place. I mean, literally, I'm like on the high for you, because I'm like, coming in second place on anything is amazing. First place is great. Second place is awesome. I mean, any place to me, as long as you come in the top 10, and even if you learn something from the entire experience, I think you'll be prospered. If you had to talk to another person coming up in the industry, wanting to sing for the Most High, what kind of advice would each one of you give that person?
Well, that's a great question. I would definitely just tell them to go in being humble, just to make sure that it's to know what you're going in for, to take yourself out of the way, and make sure it's all about Christ, because it's easy to get, off track, or, to lose thought of what you're actually doing it for. So just, I would just say this, just to go in with the mind frame that I'm doing this for Christ, and I want the Most High's will to be done and not my own.
Right. What she said.
Yeah.
Ditto.
The Most High's will. That's the most important.
Yeah.
Giving him glory. Just giving him glory, because he's gonna, he's gonna pave the way for what he wants done. You know, so it's
Yeah. Definitely. So I have all of your information in the description box below, and I also have that flashing up periodically throughout the interview. I want to thank you guys so much for being on the show. I truly appreciate it. I hope you have an easy labor, my friend. So that way, push out, be like, what?
Back to work.
They'll be like, hallelujah. And that we hear more about TTK. I can't wait. So you guys got to come back when you have your new song out.
Definitely. Thank you for having us.
We're going to have all of that information in the description box below so that you guys can go and listen to the song. I'll pray with you because it is beautiful and I do love it so much. Thank you guys so much. So don't forget to be different, guys. And until next time, see you later. Bye.
Bye.
I did.